What is up, guys? John with Gaming Through the Decades here, and we are back with another video. And I would just come here and just talk about the Switch, man, the Nintendo Switch. And man, I watched the Nintendo Direct, and like most of you, before the Nintendo Direct happened, I was really on the fence. I would say, cautiously optimistic. I didn't know if I wanted one. I was really unsure. Like, was Nintendo going to hit it out of the park, or were they going to just completely, or were we going to watch them just burn and just go down? And first thing I want to say is the Nintendo Direct itself Thursday night was probably one of the lousiest like displays of gaming. I mean, you can compare it to E3, you can compare it to PSX. Love the Japanese people, but man, bro, do you even conference, man? It was boring, and I mean the first shot of the crowd and stiff Japanese guys sitting in their suit. I'm like, this. Just show me what I want. And it came out price point $299. I was like, okay, I can handle that. It's a brand new console, brand new technology. It's a portable. It's a home console. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with $299. $250 would have been awesome. $199 was a complete pipe dream. I had my hopes, but a $299 for a brand new current gen console that you can take on the go with very good graphics from what we can tell. I think that's a pretty good price. Now, they did the games, or they didn't do the games. They talked about the launch price, when it was going to launch, and they got into some titles. And the first thing I saw when they started doing the whole HD motion, HD rumble, whatever they called it, I was getting some serious Wii vibes. I texted, Down Phoenix, a couple other guys, Xander Scullion that I talked to, Black Metal Gamer, just other people of the community who were, throwback gaming, for people who I just talk to normally. And I'm like, I'm getting some bad Wii vibes, man. They were serious when they were talking about capturing the Wii audience. And luckily, we only saw two games. We saw ARMS and the 1-2-3 Switch, and then they kind of moved on, which I thought was really good. They didn't spend too much time on that. They wanted to show it. They didn't want to focus on it. But let's get to one of the main reasons why I pre-ordered one. It's the games, guys. Nintendo, for what it is, for what their gimmicks are, if they have the games, Zelda, Mario, which, dude, bro, Mario Odyssey, I'm sorry, Nintendo 64, Mario 64, hardcore member berries, bro, on a daily, maybe even a nightly at the time, because I was watching it at 9 o'clock at night. But, bro, I was like, I have to have this Mario. So initially I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait until the holidays, and then I'll probably get one then. But let's be realistic, guys. They're not going to, maybe they'll do a Black Friday deal. Good luck getting a hold of those. So the price is probably going to relatively remain the same, and who knows if I could get one come holiday. So you know what, the next day I was thinking it over, and I was like, man, I saw the games, Zelda. I don't have a Wii U, so if you already have a Wii U and you just really want to play Zelda, the Switch I really honestly don't see being a launch buy. I think this is the first console I'll ever buy at launch. And if you have a Wii U, I would say, maybe wait if all you're looking for is Zelda. But there are some pretty decent launch titles coming out. We have Zelda, we have Bomberman, I think Redout, which is kind of like a Wipeout style racing arcade game. I think that's coming out. It's a decent launch lineup. People are complaining all over the internet, oh, the launch lineup's terrible. The launch lineup's terrible. Bro, do you remember the 64 had two titles and then you waited 2 or 3 months for another game? The PS4 was very lackluster and then filled with a bunch of remasters. Xbox One, I mean, probably honestly had the strongest launch out of the Xbox and PS4. But it's not a bad launch. And aside from the GameCube and Dreamcast, console launches just really are relatively, they're just, they're alright. I mean, unless you have that killer app. And I think the Nintendo Switch has that killer app in Mario Odyssey. They have that killer app in Zelda. There's a lot of talk about the online infrastructure. They didn't show the UI, so we're still learning about a lot of things here. We're still, is the subscription service? Are we going to get a NES and a SNES game? Are we going to get to keep those games if we pay for the online? Honestly, guys, if it sucks, I'm not gonna pay for it. The Nintendo Switch for me will be a secondary console. I'm going to use it to play the first party Nintendo games. I'm going to use it maybe to play some indies if I want to take on the go, but any chat, online play, stuff like that, I'm doing on the PS4, I'm doing on the Xbox One. So, the Switch for me is going to be a secondary console. Now, I could see if it's going to be your primary console, then, you might be a little concerned, but those guys talking about like, oh man, I gotta, pay for Nintendo. Well, you know what? PS4 or PlayStation's been doing it for two generations now. Xbox has been doing it for 2 gens. What do you expect, guys? The people complaining about it, get over it. If you don't like it, don't pay for it. It's as simple as that. If you, don't want to pay for all 3, figure out which one you're gonna cut. So, yeah, that's my talk on the subscription service. But I really think the Nintendo Switch, I think it's going to sell pretty decent. I think it's going to, it might struggle a little bit out of the gate because I think you're going to have just, you have people like me who are, don't have a Wii U and they want Zelda. But people like me is a small percentage. You have people who have a Wii U, they're just looking for Zelda, so they're probably going to get it on the Wii U. And then you have those casual gamers that don't, or not casual gamers, but you have those gamers who, wait for consoles to come out. Awesome Stuff HD has a really good rule that he goes by that he mentioned in our PS4 stream the night of, and he said he waits for at least 3 good games to be on the console. For me, not so much because I never buy three games at the same time. That's a lot of money. But there are still some questions. There are still a lot of things that people aren't happy about. The PS4 Pro controller not being bundled in, and then it costing $70 on top of that. That's a little high. Hopefully, I really like the Joy-Con and the Joy-Con grips to where I don't have to go buy a Pro controller. But it might be something I might buy down the road. It would have really been nice if they would have packed that in. I'm not going to lie. The battery life is skeptical. I know there's been a lot of talk on that. Again, for me personally, that thing's never going to leave the dock. It's going to be in my family room, our living room. The kids will play it. I'll play it. If the TV's taken up and I really want to play Zelda, I'll pull it out. But I'm going to be in my house, so it's not like I'm going to be far from a charger. So for me personally, I'm not too concerned about battery life. I know if you're somebody who's constantly on the road and it's going to be like your primary gaming device as a handheld, then I could definitely see that being a concern for you. What else did we talk about? Battery life, online structure. There's still a lot of questions, if the battery's going to hold up and whatnot. So, there's still a lot out there, and we'll see. We'll see what answers we get, answered in the next few months and next few weeks. But yeah, guys, I pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch just simply for the reason that I really wanted Zelda. I don't have a Wii U. I'm definitely gonna get it on. I was definitely gonna get it holiday season, anyways. So I figured, you know what? I have the money. Might as well just pre-order it. I'm glad, man. This is actually really cool. It's the first Nintendo console I'll have owned at launch, I think, since the GameCube. I think that was the last time I bought a launch Nintendo console or had a new Nintendo console within its first year. So I want to know what you guys think. I was real skeptical of the Switch. I'm glad they're focusing on the games now. So anyways, guys, that's my video on why I pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch. Definitely drop a comment below. Please don't argue. Please don't fight. Keep it nice, gentlemen. And until the next video, guys, we'll see you then.